many kids did you guys want to have?
We wanted to have 4. Yeah. And I was praying to God that I was pregnant when he got murdered.
Oh, wow. I thought of that once. Just like whether it was meant to be or whether we'd get news like that.
I was like, oh goodness, that would be the ultimate blessing out of this catastrophe.
Erika Kirk's image as the grieving widow of conservative figure Charlie Kirk is falling apart as authorities step in after a CPS report filed by the family nanny placing Erika under official scrutiny for alleged neglect of her children. And as more details come out, people are asking whether Erika was ever in this for love, or if Charlie was simply another step in her calculated rise toward money, power, and influence.
Toast. But she didn't call for war. Erika did not call for war. In fact, she did the exact opposite, which is what was so stunning. It was unbelievable. The forgiveness that she granted, the strength that it took for her to call for that forgiveness, it's just unmatched, and it really made a difference. And I was being serious when I tweeted that I think it was the most consequential speech in American history.
We have seen this playbook before: the emotional interviews, the staged moments of vulnerability, and the sudden rise that follows tragedy. But this time it is not just public backlash, it is a full legal reckoning unfolding in real time, because sources close to the Kirk family say that Child Protective Services were contacted directly by Erika's own nanny, someone who had first-hand access to the home, the children, and Erika's daily behavior, meaning this is not an online rumor but a formal allegation that could lead to serious legal consequences, and all of it is happening at the exact moment Erika is stepping into the spotlight as the new CEO of Turning Point USA, the very organization her late husband built, making the timing look more than suspicious.
So now when I see young couples, I tell them, please, don't put it off. Especially if you're a young woman, don't put it off. You can always have a career. You can always, go back to work. You can never just go back to having children. And they grow so fast and so quickly, but I was praying, both of us were, we were really excited to just
Here is a woman who in emotional interviews claimed she prayed to God she was pregnant when her husband was taken from her, a moment that made many people empathize with her grief, yet now she stands accused of putting ambition above the well-being of her children. And as former fans dig into her past, they are finding disturbing threads from connections to a controversial Romanian orphanage accused of taking young ones to her fast rise in the orbit of Donald Trump, turning the story from simple neglect into a pattern. And then there is the money, because her late husband left behind millions in assets, properties, and the entire Turning Point empire. And instead of focusing on her home life, she is making moves that look like a major financial grab, selling houses, launching donation drives for an organization that does not need them, and putting herself forward as the face of a movement she did not create. Meanwhile, the parents of her late husband, who reportedly never trusted her, are now said to be pushing for the children to be removed from her custody, claiming they warned people for months that her priority was power, not family. And with this CPS report, those warnings are finally being taken seriously. But this story does not begin with a nanny, it begins with a marriage that insiders say was never what it appeared, because the father of her late husband, Robert W. Kirk, was the architect behind Trump Towers. And she herself was formerly Miss Arizona USA, crowned in 2012 during the height of Miss USA pageant under Trump's ownership. And then there is the way she described meeting her future husband in Israel, standing in a ticket line, claiming she recognized him instantly, and whispered to her mother that nothing is by coincidence, a line that sent chills through their inner circle and left everyone wondering what the real plan had been all along.
The first time I met Charlie was when I was driving him and his then girlfriend Erika to the airport after he had spoken at my father's church. The entire car ride, he was grilling me on Aristotle, Socrates, Plato, American history. At the end, he said, "Don't go to college, come work for me."
Fast forward to September 10, 2025, the day her husband died in a tragedy that shook the conservative world, and within days, instead of simply mourning, she was maneuvering, stepping into leadership at Turning Point, aligning herself with JD Vance, and making sure every moment was captured on camera. But behind the scenes, things were reportedly far different, because while she played the role of the devoted widow on stage, embracing Vance at an event in Mississippi with her hands in his hair and his arms around her waist, her nanny was allegedly documenting a private reality where the children were an afterthought, and her attention was fixed on fundraising, selling properties, and securing her place in the power structure her husband left behind. And when images surfaced of that long emotional hug at the University of Mississippi on October 29th, the internet erupted with accusations from inappropriate behavior to outright ambition because this did not look like shared grief. It looked like a public display between two people with very calculated goals, one positioning himself for a 2028 run and the other positioning herself as his natural ally. And when people remember his recent remarks about hoping his Hindu wife would one day see things as he does in terms of faith, the speculation only grows, leaving everyone asking if this is a political alliance, a personal connection, or something blending both.
So much in the last 2 years, and I finally feel free because they can't take anything from me because I own everything. And I understand his message so much more now than when it was all happening. And that's why you need to have people that are brave, because it inspires you to be brave. When the world is coming down on you, when the matrix is coming down on you for telling the truth, it commits you further to screaming it. And I really don't.
And the real bombshell is not the hug, it is the timing, because while she was on that stage, her nanny was reportedly on the phone with authorities outlining concerns about the children, and the parents of her late husband, who insiders say have been trying to gain custody for months, now see their fight becoming far more serious, because if these allegations hold, she does not just risk losing the kids, she loses the narrative, the sympathy, and everything she has built since the moment her husband was gone. And the financial trail only makes things look worse, because she is not only selling properties, she is asking for donations with a support the mission fundraiser suddenly appearing on the website of an organization already overflowing with money, and she is the face of it, the same woman who once said finances can break a marriage faster than anything, and who recently sold a multi-million-dollar home in Scottsdale only to downsize into something far less suitable for a family, raising questions about where the money is going and who is really benefiting. And then her past comes crashing back, because her history does not just include pageants and political networking, but a controversial orphanage in Romania, a place tied to allegations that families were paid off and young ones taken without proper documentation, some sent to the UK, some